Everyone, thanks for coming back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I want to dive into what I'm curious about Kellyanne Conway and her 5 hours testifying before the J6 committee. I want to see if she gave up any goods, anything that might bring Trump into accountability. I mean, of course, it's all, just her story, her hearsay, but I still want to look. So anyhow, hold on, I'll swap out cameras. Be right back. Okay, so I am using Jimmy Sawyer's 1909 Redo, Rider-Waite-Smith Redo edition deck. And so I'll talk you through it as I go. But the spread's going to be a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is forces in motion and greatest challenges for Kellyanne, what she actually gave up, and how it will affect Trump. So these cards to this half will be what she gave up and how it will affect Trump. And then over here on this side, what the J6 committee is going to be able to do with that information, like successful or not, and how it will affect justice moving forward, right? Oh, hopefully they'll create some new laws. Hopefully they have already, not the J6 committee, but Congress has created that Presidential Powers Act and the, Electoral Count Act, but they need to be passed into law. They are bills, but they need to be passed into law. So let me move my chopstick over here. Okay. All right. So only the truth, and if need be, I'll use the Kipper too. But I'm pretty sure we can get it with the. Should be able to get all things with the tarot, right? Okay, Kellyanne Conway. Right there. Okay, so forces that came through her. Ooh, her greatest challenge. Yeah. Okay, and then I'll do 4 cards over here for. What she gave up. 5 hours of testimony, right? That's what this is all about. She was exhausted. No fight left by the time they got done with her. They put her through the ringer. Okay, so 4 cards for over here. Feels like this one. This one. What she gave up. Interesting. Okay. What she gave up and how it affects Trump. Wow. This one too, because I just flipped over. It's like, gotta... Okay, and then I should be able to fit at least 4 cards over here for the outcome or not, success or not, to justice. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I can fit more, I just might. And I'm going to take the 2 off the bottom, just for shits and giggles. Oh, I'm in a weird mood, you guys. Okay. So, these 3 up here for how it affects him. Wow. I don't know if you can see these cards very well. Well, of course, you can always watch this on your TV, but I'll hold them up for you as we go, because there's so much symbology in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Oh, yeah. Okay, just barely. All right. Okay, so we've already explained this one with the forces in motion, the place she's sitting, or what happened for her. The forces that were in place based on the fact that she had to testify with this Eight of Wands reversed. My goodness, I'm sorry, not Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands reversed. She was just unbelievably, well, I think she went in there very, very defensive and like, ruh-roh, right? And I think she came out of it very, very exhausted. And I don't think she had any fight left by the time they got done with her. I think it was, it was a big disaster for her. She lost the battle and the war. Then with the Three of Cups coming through reversed as her greatest challenge. Well, with this one, I feel like she left feeling like, oh no, I have no friends. But then on another level, I think her greatest challenge was to not lie, was to not cheat, and also to maybe not go into like this emotional reaction of poor me, right? Yeah. Okay. So what she gave up was a wealth of information is the only way I'm going to read this, because it's the Pentacles and we're talking, I mean, she could have handed over documents for all we know, but I think it's more like a wealth of physical information on the dirtbag, I mean, this is him, the guy that just wants all the money, right? And the other thing she did was, oh my God, with the Four of Cups, I think she felt regretful. I think she told them that she felt regretful, as to like ever working for him, ever being a part of his, administration. I think this is another like, woe is me. For all we know, this woman's an alcoholic and came in there hungover because she, maybe she couldn't sleep the night before. I don't know. But I feel like there were a lot of regrets that came through. And she might have even gone into, sometimes with this card, it's like a little bit of fantasy land. She might have kind of just looked down a lot and couldn't handle the eye contact is what I'm feeling with this. And then with the Queen of Swords reversed, she came through very cold-heartedly. I think maybe she might have been, honest to a fault, but like dishonestly lying on one level and very cold-hearted and careless on another level. But I think that this puts him in a place of, I think she was pretty critical of him. I really feel like with this, I think she went into the victim mode. Wow. And then with this Ace of Cups reversed, my goodness, that makes me feel like she just had a really hard time doing this. I think she was in a lot of pain, and I think she's done like, well, this is so weird. I mean, I'm surprised. I think she's like done with the relationship. Like she's just over it, and she wishes she never had gotten into it. And then where it's these three cards up here, where it's left him with the Seven of Wands reverse, I think simply it's just that he doesn't really have a leg to stand on. The Seven of Wands reverse brings in, just feeling overwhelmed and out of control. Yeah. Just out of it, I think. At least that's the effect. And then again, another, you can't, no two legs to stand on. No ability to stand up for himself. And with the, you can see the Lovers, but it came through reversed. So this one to me feels like there's going to be arguments. There's going to be, this is like, a divorce from her. Creepy, huh? Right? Of course, she's married to, what's his name? George Conway. But anyway, he's going to regret that he ever hooked up with her too. However they hooked up, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be good for him. And then with the Judgment card, either upright or reversed, it isn't good, but it's really bad. It's really, really bad when it comes to reverse because, when it's straight up, it's ruled by Pluto, and it can be like honoring your own call, but in his situation, I mean, the only call he honors is how to make more money, how to grift and golf and lie, and delay the litigations coming his way. But anyway, when we have the Judgment come through reversed, this is him feeling really let down, just like, what do I do with this? I don't know what to do with this. And he, again, regrets never having met her. And then these 4 cards showing how, what the J6 committee's doing with the information, or what she has actually given them. Well, they have a wealth of information that they can now focus in on. That's why we have that falcon there. We can really focus in on and find details. This is our Venus and Virgo card. And then they also, so they have a fine amount of details as to his greed with the 4 of Pentacles. When the 4 of Pentacles comes through, this is our card for, they can protect something that they have now that they've gotten from her, but also on the greed and what he actually had too. Like maybe there's something with, maybe she knows something about because we have a lot of Pentacles here. Look at that. And over here. Maybe there's something that she knows about the documents that he stole, that he took. Like maybe she knew what he was hoarding, right? This is a hoarding card. So, but they have a wealth of information to the fine details as to his greed and I think what he held on to. And then with the 7 of Pentacles coming through reversed, well, with this one, I feel like this might be his mismanagement. What they have, what they're going to be able to do with what she gave them. I think there's clues with what she gave them over here too. I think this has to do with his mismanagement of documents, with the way he had no plans to actually run the, this is Saturn and Taurus. So he didn't really have, this is Saturn and Taurus in the, the inverted energy where it doesn't function properly. So this would be a mismanagement of assets, a mismanagement of documents, a mismanagement of all the resources that he had, and that he was, I think what they're going to take away is that, he was actually just running his own business while he was there and didn't do anything to be president other than to benefit himself. And then with the Queen of Wands reversed, I don't know. I mean, when this one comes to reverse, it's like my lack of self-confidence card. But it's also somebody who's really, really, really unfaithful and selfish. So I feel like that's what they're going to be able to do. And, but when it comes to what it's how it's going to affect justice. Looking at it through that lens, I feel like there's the possibility that Liz Cheney, because this is, this is a fire sign woman. When this card would come through straight up, this would always be my Liz Cheney card. But I feel like she's the one, because we know that too, that she's the one that's really just wanting to focus on him. And that might be a little bit to our detriment, but maybe she's doing it so that she can really hold on to something that matters. Like she might have her own vendetta against him, and other people don't agree with, just the finite focus on him, right? Because we've got this strong focus here. But she's tuned into how selfish he was. How selfish, and how he was jealous, and always focused on the wrong things, running his own business. So I might use the Kipper and kind of overlay with these. What was on the bottom? Dark money secrets. Okay, with the Three of Pentacles reversed, and spy. Ooh, wow. Dark money secrets, and how he spied on people. Wow. That of course makes sense to everything that that was there, or that we think was there with the documents that he stole. So let me go ahead. Actually, I just need to make some room. Sorry. Bear with me. Okay, so for this portion, I'm going to use Ciro Marchetti's Kipper. And let's just ask again. What did she give up? Was it a lot? Or specifically, maybe we can get specifically what she gave up. And how will it affect Trump? Okay. And maybe we'll see how it affects some other people too, because there's a lot of people cards in the Kipper. Oh, I just heard, okay, let's do 15 cards. 2, 3. Oops, 8. 12. Okay, I'll take a couple off the bottom too. Oops. All right. Oh. Up. Okay, so pathway is something for a long time. Change. That's interesting. Maybe something to do with people coming and going from the White House. Painful endings and loss. Illness. Courthouse. Let me move these up. Wow. So what she gave up. What did she give up? Hope this fits. Yeah, just barely. Actually, I should do it. Sorry, you guys. Do it this way. Try to leave the room for the closed captioning, but I don't think it's going to work. And my tripod doesn't go up any higher. Okay, and then this one here. I don't know if that makes any difference. Probably doesn't. I'm probably taking way too long for no reason. Okay, and how it's going to affect him. Whoa. Look at this last card. It's not just him, it's his whole inner circle. Does that? Oh, yeah. Okay, good. All right. So I want to make sure you guys can see the numbers because they do matter. Not for counting things up. I don't do that, but in case you're using another deck that uses different names. Okay, so how it's going to affect him, what she gave up, I'm sorry, first, and how it's going to affect him. She gave up things that happened from over a long period of time, which makes perfect sense because she was there back in the days. And from what I've heard, they have stayed good friends. Well, not after this. But anyway, and I'm getting what she gave up is over a long period of time, all the comings and goings into the White House. And it's going to create a painful loss for him, and it's even going to affect his health, and it's going to affect him legally. And notice which card so this card is right in the center, and it knights to the four corners. So now I'm going to read the four corners. So the courtship card has to do with, I'm going to do like a little mini grand tableau here with the same principles, but not all the cards. So with the courtship, we're in that realm of teamwork and meetings that went on for a very long time, comings and goings into the White House. And these are legal situations. These are what should be the judicial process of being, in a presidential position, but how he and his inner circle have abused that. And it's going to put him in the place of being locked up. But hopefully this does help create the new laws. The Presidential Powers Act should get passed eventually at some point, right? I feel like there's information. Oh, this has to do with, so what she gave up was how he had people coming and going the White House, into the White House all the time, but they just helped him to run his, to work on his own business. And he was, I would say with this card here, he was constantly distracted by just, running his own business and amassing money. And we all know, of course, how much he charged Secret Service to stay in Mar-a-Lago when they had to go down there. And I think he had to block out rooms for the whole season and made them pay, or we paid, the taxpayers paid for that. So there's a lot. There are so many violations. And this thievery card are energy vampires and people who just drain and people who are really negative. And the coffin card is very negative. This card here is knighting to these two cards. So she's giving up information about how for a long period of time, how he, I think, drained the the position of POTUS. I mean, it's just how he literally just sucked off what they're going to glean from what she gives them, the J6 committee, is how he just drained and took and took and took from the people of America. Wow. But we've known this, so we shouldn't be surprised. Painful ending where he's stuck in prison. He may die in prison. I got these two cards for, the only other person I've ever gotten these two cards for was Derek Chauvin in the second reading I did for him. The first reading I couldn't get clear, but because the things were in flux. But then when he went to trial, I did another reading and these cards came through. That's how I knew he would go down, and I think he'll die in prison. Either that or prison is just a very, 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 very painful loss for him. Sometimes that can be the case. No matter what, the coffin is an ending card and it's a loss card. It's not transformation because you have to go through the death experience first. But it's the end of a, process. And it's sometimes when it comes to a job, and because this can be a job here, I don't know if I can't remember, you guys. You're going to have to tell me or I'll look it up after, but this can sometimes be a resignation, so resigning from a job. And maybe she's saying things like, just little tidbits here and there about how he was mentally ill and she felt restricted and she felt like a little kid. So there's possibilities there. But anyway, where it's going to land him, our answer is down here. It's like this is his whole inner circle, and it's going to be a down patch, rough patch for some, and major health issues for others. Like, of course, Rudy Giuliani, Clarence Thomas, with all my readings for sure, Clarence Thomas, Rudy Giuliani, health issues. Now, so on this side over here, wait, hold on, let me make sure. I feel like sticking with this 9 box right here first. So the way it's going to affect him is it's going to restrict. He could wind up in prison at the very least. It could restrict his ability to move forward because there's a painful loss and health issue and poverty. I don't know if the IRS is, that's the thing. He has so many civil lawsuits against Trump Organization. He's not going to have anything left. And there are rules and regulations that are very restrictive upon him and his ability to acquire more wealth. So there's all of that. So part of this is about how he worked in the White House to just, give to himself. But then I think what we'll get out of it is stronger laws, because this card is knighting here. Stronger laws so that this painful past never happens again. Eventually. But also on another layer here, or looking at it from a different angle, tuning into him, this is him in poverty of support. These are all negative cards, so they totally cancel out any support. And this comes into, it's not just him, it's his inner circle. Wow. And then at the bottom of the deck, the house card, so it's his clan and the way they have worked for him. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's an important one there. Thanks, you guys. Take good care. Bye.